There we
So,
go.
how are you?
I am very good. I am healthy and grateful and accomplished. And um yeah, that's how I am. Peaceful. So just a minute. My husband, he's in his studio and sometimes that's noisy.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
So
So
that's
tell
how
me about, I love this slow stitching that you've been doing. Oh my gosh, what a lot of work.
it is. It's such meditation time, though. I just love it. I'm maybe down to, maybe four more circles and I'm done with the quilt. Have you seen
Can
the
you
quilt?
show it?
Yeah. Do you want me to grab it real quick?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Hi, Kia.
LorriMarie is grabbing the quill. She is now living in Costa Rica, and this is her front porch and her studio. She's been doing slow stitching because the weather doesn't permit her to do the altered books that she was doing. I'm explaining to people how you've had to change your style a little bit, but
So
um, that's her slow
this is my
stitch.
slow stitch. And it's backed on an old quilt that I brought from the States. And so I am doing slow stitch circles. And I'm not going through to the back, so you don't see any
Oh,
stitching in the
okay.
back.
So was
Yeah,
this previously a quilt that you're adding to?
exactly, exactly. And it's old and frayed and soft and comfortable and now I'm going to make it gorgeous and I'm going to put it on
Lori
my
Marie,
bed.
are you using like different pieces of fabric than scrap fabrics, or you're buying this at your consignment stores, or how are you grabbing this fabric? Because I noticed that some of it's very nice, like a
Some of it is very
nice
nice.
pattern.
Yeah, they're fun patterns. Like this one, for instance,
Right,
you know,
right.
fun
Is that
colors and
something
fun
you
patterns.
created though with the
Yes,
fabric?
yes, it is. So it is actually, so this one is actually one, two, three different layers, three different circles. And I pin it on, and then I start in the center and I start sewing around in a circle. So some of them have three layers, some of them have four layers. This one was kind of an odd shape, so I did it off to the side. So the beginning circle is here, and then it goes to here, and then here.
So
So
in a
these are
way, you're making patterns with the fabric.
definitely, definitely. So I was given a lot of scraps before I left the States. So I've used those. And then I ran out of those. And when I was in Australia visiting my sister, we did go to an op shop or a
Right,
thrift store.
yeah, charity
Yeah,
shop.
correct, correct. And they had a sale going that you could fill a bag for $5. So that's what I did, is I filled a bag with all different kinds of dresses and skirts and tops, going for a certain fabric feel. And my sister and I sat down and cut circles together. And then I brought the circles back to Costa Rica and have continued on creating the quilt. Yeah.
Your family seems to be far and wide.
Yes, I have one sister is still in the States. She lives in Michigan. And then one sister lives in actually Malaysia, but she has a second home in Australia. And then her daughter, my niece, is in Thailand. And then my boys are still in the States. I have three boys, one in Arizona and two in California. Yeah.
And you still calling every Sunday or?
Well, when they're available, I taught them to be independent, and darn if they're not. So, so, so we chat when I can nail them down. So I do talk to my sister weekly every Thursday. So that's nice.
Okay. Okay. So you don't feel so isolated being in Costa Rica.
I don't feel isolated at all. No, I feel alone sometimes, and that feels really, 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 really good. So, but I don't feel lonely.
Well, that sounds great. I wanted to get a piece of business over with
Good.
right away.
Yes.
This is um, my book is called Stitch Stories, and the bottom is flowers.
Uh-huh. So scissor stories.
Scissor Stories, sorry, it's not Stitch Stories. I was thinking of your quilt. Scissor Stories and flowers, and I want to do a series of them. And what they are is collage books. And so, what people can do, I'm not good at this setting things up, but what people can do is cut into them and use them in collage.
Now you have
A
sent me these
PDF,
pages in PDF.
yes, of all
They
this
are
pages.
gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And so what I am understanding is people can purchase this book on Amazon. Is that correct?
It is. It's
And can they
under
buy
my
it?
name and it's Scissor Stories, not Stitch Stories, but Scissor
Right.
Stories. Um, and they can cut it up and do whatever they want to. It's $20. I don't make a lot of money off of it, but I want to do a whole series of them.
Okay, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I will include a couple of samples when I post this. Oh, see how beautiful. I mean, those are ready-made collage backgrounds, just like that. Absolutely
That's what
gorgeous.
I was thinking. And they
Absolutely
can,
gorgeous.
it's based on a Japanese public domain image
Okay.
that I did variations of. I had two of them. So this is a separate image, and then um, I did interpretations of these two images.
Oh, I
And
see.
so
They're
for
beautiful.
obvious reasons, it's called flowers.
Right. Absolutely. So I do have a couple questions about that. And like I
Okay.
say, I will include an example of one of the pages or maybe two of the pages when I put this on my YouTube channel. They can buy it through Amazon in a hard copy. Is that correct?
Well, this soft copy,
Uh-huh.
it's not a hard copy. It's a soft copy because they're gonna cut it up anyway. I'm
Correct. So,
assuming, unless they want to keep it like this, which is fine
right.
too.
So they can order it in this paperback book. Is it available as an ebook as well, or just
No,
the?
it's
Okay, all right.
only available as I had trouble getting it on as an ebook,
Mm,
and it seemed not to go very easily. The hard copy went fairly, was easy to make, but I didn't want people to pay for a hard copy of this. I mean, I
mhm.
wanted them to use the book, you
Right,
know.
right. Well, when I refer to hard copy, I just mean something that they can put their hands on, not the hard cover, just the hard copy.
I think though
And
Amazon, when it says hard copy, means
hard cover.
hardcover,
Okay.
which is a lot more expensive, and they
Oh
like
yeah.
doing it. They like
Yeah.
doing it, but this is not something that's meant to be. And even in the soft cover, they can keep it, they can
Oh
keep
yeah.
it
It's
if they
beautiful.
want.
It's so beautiful.
Well,
It
I
is so
thank you. I
beautiful.
hope to make a series of them.
Yes.
So I'm
So,
advertising them.
so staying with this book that you have right now, the first of the series, which this is flowers. Um, are the pages, are they double-sided or single-sided?
They are double-sided.
So you're making the artist choose between two beautiful images.
No, I think they can be copied as well.
Oh, sure.
I don't have like they can copy them in cardstock, they can copy them on regular printer paper, they can copy
Beautiful.
them on photo paper, they can copy them. They don't even have to touch this book. They
Oh,
can just
brilliant.
copy the images. So it's
Brilliant.
not anything specific that they have to do, you know. They
Well,
can just
I would like for you to sell millions of these books to artists because this is such a wonderful idea. And it's something that Somerset does in the Somerset magazine. They put a couple of pages in the middle of their magazine. And what you're doing is you're providing an entire book of these backgrounds, which
right,
are
right.
over the moon. They're so beautiful. So what audience, I'll say, what audience are you trying to reach?
I think anybody who does collage, kids, I have it for kids, 11 years and up.
Yeah.
Kids, if kids want to cut it up or they want to make copies of it, they can hang it, they can cut it, they can glue it, they can do whatever they want. Adults, then any age. I think I don't have a set audience. I just have an altered book, collage, an audience that is really interested in having images provided to them. I know that Etsy does digitals. This is digitals, but on a different line of, like a different way of doing digitals.
So for me, I would prefer to have a book in front of me that I can flip through and be
Right.
inspired by the images and then maybe settle on a page and cut a chunk out or whatever. I would rather that than for me anyway, to download images from, let's say, Etsy or something else, or even an ebook. I would prefer to have that book in my hand and be able to feel the texture of the page, feel the energy in the page. That for me works much better than downloading something off the computer for me, right?
Well, I think that's fine, and I think that they can make like images from it if they want, if
Exactly.
it's something they choose to do to have digitals, they can make the images out of it.
Right. Which
So
it's kind of then it's interactive between the artist and the image.
whatever they choose, I am not
Hmm.
dictating to people. I'm not saying, oh no, you can't do this or you can't do that. They buy it, they can do whatever they want,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So how complicated was it, or how long? Two questions. How long did it take you to pull all the images together? And the second question is, how complicated was it for you to create the book?
Okay, I use Mid Journey, and Arteo talked about it because he uses Mid Journey. The problem with Mid Journey is that I like to use my own images. I don't like to create the images in Mid Journey. I want to bring my public domain images in because I have like a library of them. And so then I want to interpret them and reorganize them or create from them.
Hmm.
So it took, so for all of a sudden, Midjourney had a way of doing that. So I brought my image, two Japanese public domain images in, and then I started working with them. to get what I wanted. So once I had it set up, it didn't take me long. It just made me choose because I made 124 images. So it wasn't like, I did a lot of interpretations of the same images and I
Hmm.
got what I wanted. I went back in and I couldn't do it again. And I wrote to them and I said, and they said, well, you're just not using the right prompt. And I thought, no, I had the right prompt. I was doing really well, and you changed this to
Hmm.
describe. So I tried to manipulate. I'm now working on a second one that's taking a lot longer. I've been working on it for 2 weeks now, and I'm still not getting what it is I want. Matteo said that he uses it and he makes figures, and he will often, on closer inspection, have the figures have 7 fingers, or
Oh.
children have 3 fingers. So he has to go in and menu. So he makes a lot of images, and you throw away a lot of images
Hmm.
because it isn't quite right. So, but the thing I like about Midjourney is it really is an artist. It's like having a design team,
Hmm.
but which I can't afford to have or have. So for me, it's like having a design team that I say to someone, hey, I want this, or
Yes.
I want this to be full page, and I wanted to go, the many prompts that I give. And then at this time, because they took away what this was made in, it's more complicated. And so two
Hmm.
weeks later, I still don't have done what it is that I wanted to do. I mean, so it's going to take like a month, month and a half to
Yeah.
put it together. But it's like having a design team. You're pretty much the big artist, the saying, I
You're the
want
boss.
this. Yeah, it's kind of like being the boss. And I'm not afraid of Mid-Journey taking over the world, you know?
Uh-huh. Right.
It's essentially a pictorial um, image creation tool, and it has lots of variations and design, but their beginning prompt is the best. I found that in the end, I had a bowerbird. A bowerbird makes like elaborate nests, like big reeds and everything, and then puts on the floor glass,
Oh, wow.
shiny objects, to attract its mate. So I wrote, they did the variations of a theme. Well, I wrote that I want leaves with jewels hanging in the forest from them. So what I got was a bird with jewels covering it, which
Mm.
was creepy. You know what I mean? It was really creepy, and that's what I got. So,
Okay.
and I kept getting it over and over again. So it was like, no, this is not what I want. I don't want a bird covered in images. I want leaves that are dripping with jewels in a forest. So you tell a story, but you may not get what you want. But like I
Uh-huh.
said, I'm not worried about Midjourney running over and taking the world. It really is an artist tool. But the trouble
Uh-huh.
is they have a lot of young people that are on there that do like video game type of things.
Hmm.
So they have Mateo and me too. I mean, people like me who want to create something a certain way,
Hmm.
but
So tell me the name of it again, please.
it's Mid Journey.
Mid Journey. One word or two
One
words?
word.
One word.
One word.
Mid Journey. Okay. Very good.
It's
Good
something
to
you
know.
pay for,
Uh-huh.
and you're allowed so many images. And if you don't stop it, it'll keep creating images and sometimes the same images over and over again. So
Hmm.
you really have to control the AI because it keeps making interpretations of the image that you don't necessarily are not necessarily interested in.
So the book, the second of the series, tell me about that a little bit.
I don't know where it's going. I did this bowerbird. I did the bowerbird. I thought maybe I could do a bird, you know. It called it a blue bunting. It wasn't a blue bunting, it was a bowerbird. And it didn't do so for I wasted a week making images that I couldn't use. So now I'm back to interpreting flowers and backgrounds and things
Mhm.
like that. I have a lot of my own that I
I
created
know.
for myself.
Yeah, I know.
So I
They're
have a lot of
beautiful.
those that I can use in a second book. But so
Hmm.
far, um, they say you should have a mailing list, you know. And
Hmm.
I called my gallery. I wrote to the president of the gallery in New York and said, I'm not an active member. In other words, I don't pay my dues, so I'm not an active member. But I asked if I could have the mailing list, and they said no, it was printable. Well, the thing is, that's what I wanted, uh, something on labels that I could add, but I didn't know if these
Exactly.
people, what I wanted was the emailing list, not the address list.
Yeah, right, right.
So
So,
one of the things they suggest is you develop a mailing list, that
mhm.
you announce to people that you've done something. But the second book, I don't know where it's going.
Well, that's good. You're going to go where it takes you. So that's what we do as artists. We let the art take us away. So that's good. Now, do you have a YouTube channel that people can visit?
I do. It's annadora-arts at annadora-arts 845. When I leave you a comment and when I see like
Mhm.
I was watching the cake that you made, the
Yes.
walnut cake that you made this last week and or this week, and if I write a comment, then my YouTube channel comes up
Comes
in
up
the
first.
comment. Right.
Okay, good.
But
Okay.
in your comment, I can put in my YouTube channel and the title of my book. If
That would
you,
be great. That would
yeah,
be great. Yeah. Okay. And I mean, we're recording this. This is
yes.
your Zoom program, and you are recording this. And you will send me a copy of this so that I can get it on my YouTube and get the word out about this amazing book
Well,
that you've
actually,
created.
I'll put it in comments, my link to share the link. I can send you an email, but in
Okay.
your comment area, I can add the link to this video.
Okay. I didn't know if you could just send me the whole video. Can you?
Well, I can send you the link and then you can play it, and the whole video will be there.
Okay. Okay. Because I would like to get the word about this book of yours, this creation of yours, out to as many artists as I can, because this is a very useful tool, not only to well-established collage artists, but newcomers to the mixed media that don't know
Absolutely.
where to start. This absolutely changes an empty canvas into something that is inspiring and motivating, and the ideas start to form around the backgrounds that you've created. So I think that being a little girl with painted hands and you being a little girl with painted
Right.
hands, we need to touch as many people as we can with this, because it's such an easy beginning step for newcomers to the mixed media world. Oh, and I just want to do a shout out to Mateo. Mateo, I love you. Keep on carrying
He
the
loves
torch.
you too.
I told Mateo I was handing him the torch when I backed away from the altered books. I said, "I'm handing you the torch, buddy. You better run with it." And he
And
has.
he did. He
He
has.
did.
He
Yeah.
has.
Yeah. It's very fun
Oh,
to
so
watch.
if they go to my channel, I ask that they please follow and like and subscribe to it.
Okay,
Because
that's
that's,
good
I have a
advice.
lot of people that come to my channel, but they're artists and bookmakers, and
Uh-huh.
they're suspicious of YouTube, like signing up. I think they're like, they hesitate to sign up. Like, should we sign up for this?
Hmm.
Or, you know, it's not going to do anything to them to sign up
Right. Right.
and like and subscribe to the channel. But I watched my algorithm, like 14,000 people came to, like 1,400, sorry, came to the 1,400 came to the channel to watch my thing, but very few watched the videos and very few subscribe to the videos that they watch, because they're artists basically that come there, and a lot of them are older artists, because I do videos on professor emeritus in art and
Hmm.
art history. So they're like, what is this?
Hmm. Hmm.
They're
Hmm.
not really, but your crowd definitely knows what it is to be on YouTube or subscribe or
Right.
like.
Right. Yeah. And it's important. As a creator to have that support and get the algorithms in there so they can subscribe, they can comment. Um, I personally respond to as many comments as I can, which is usually all of them, and which is important to me to connect with the people that are commenting, and it helps our algorithms rise to the top. So yes, uh, subscribe, and comment. Those are three things that
Right,
people can
right.
do to help us as artists. Yes,
And in a
definitely.
way, I was naive too, because I didn't know that.
Hmm.
I just assumed people would come and like and subscribe. So I never like said that. I never
Hmm.
said, please like and subscribe to my channel. Uh, you know, and so nobody did. You know,
Right.
people didn't come and didn't do that. But really, thank you very much. I really appreciate your help in getting the word out about this.
Oh, that's my
And
pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure. I think it's a very valuable tool, as I said before. So we're going to push it and get it in the hands of as many people as we can.
let me change, not to change the subject, but let me ask you, what are you going to do with your slow stitching quills? Are you on
Okay.
Instagram? Are
I am not on
you,
Instagram. I am not active on Facebook. I have pulled back from a lot of social media. I do my YouTube, and I think that's about it that I do on social media, which is that's a conscious choice of mine, and I'm very happy with it. But as you approach our house, so my front door is here, and the driveway is there. Driveway is there. And when you walk through that by the screen there coming onto the terraza, you walk past our bedroom. And so it's the first thing that you see of our house is walking past the window of the bedroom. So I'm going to have my beautiful quilt spread out on my bed as so when people come up, that's the first thing that they see because you can't help but look in a window. That's just human nature to look in a window. So my slow stitch quilt will be on that. We will not use it probably as a
Betty?
coverlet because it doesn't really get that chilly here. And it's beautiful and I want to put it on display. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do with it.
Are there galleries in Costa Rica near you, or?
There is one gallery, listen to me. There's one gallery that's about 40 minutes away from me. And then I'm sure that there are in San Jose, which is a full-blown big city. So yeah, but that would mean I'd have to leave home and promote myself. And so yeah, I'm content to stay here in paradise and play and create. And if I have to give the stuff away, I give the stuff away. It's the joy of creating it. So yeah, that's where I stand with that.
Well, the reason I was thinking about that, there's this woman called Lindsay Arts, I think Lindsay somebody. She's Japanese, or she's American who lives in Japan. But she started slow stitching and she put it on Instagram. And she started to have many, many followers. And it's just slow stitching.
Hmm.
It's there's no such thing as just when you're creating, but
Correct. I
you know,
agree.
you know, you know what I mean. She started this thing and then started making this thing and then started to have thousands of followers that watched what she made, and she made tarots. She slow stitched
Oh,
tarots. And so if you're ever on Instagram, look up Lindsay Arts or something like that.
okay. Okay.
And I can send you a link too and of her work, but it's very interesting and it's very it's just I think you would like it, you know. That's
Well,
all
slow
she
stitching is,
does.
yeah, slow stitching is very soothing. It's very, very soothing. And not to get too deep into this, but I think it's what we all, or a lot of us, need right now is something soothing.
Oh
And
my
yeah.
gosh, what's going on right now is
Hmm.
scary. I'm an immigrant. I'm not first generation or anything. I'm literally an immigrant. I came here when I was 15. And basically, the present administration is threatening my whole family and me. And it's very, very scary.
It's a scary time. So if we can find something that is soothing, then great. And I believe that your book that you've created is a great catalyst for
Right,
that.
because while Piper was dying, I was doing that. I
Hmm.
was creating, that was the beauty. Piper was lying next to me and she was very
Oh,
close and I would stroke her and I would work on this and
yes,
that was my antidote
right.
for having her with me. And until the end, I thought my
Hmm.
vet said she might have been poisoned. And until
Yeah.
the end, I thought, well, she'll recover from it. She's had
Hmm.
many, flushing treatments, flushing her, her, I lost you again, flushing her system with,
Her system, yeah,
and I
yeah,
thought, well, she'll be okay. And until the end, I thought that because she was eating because of the prednisone. And
right.
okay, let's not go there because that's
Let's
just
not go
way
there.
too
Let's not go there.
emotional for
That's
both of
right.
us.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
way too emotional.
So we've had 30 minutes here, and I think that's probably a good time to call the chat at an end. I want to tell you how proud I am of you for tackling something like this on a computer. Um, I'm working on something on the computer now as well. That's going to be the devotion for the rest of my day, working on a cookbook and on the computer. So kudos to you for doing that and walking through the system on how to get a self-published book out there for the public. And I want to say that $20 for all of those images is a steal. I just want to say that out loud. And yeah, I wish you good luck on that. I will help you as much as I can. And I don't know if you have any parting words that you'd like to toss out there
Well,
to your
I just
public.
hope that we can get together occasionally and just catch up.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, thank you, Lori Marie. Say
Oh,
hi to handsome hubby.
I will. I will. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your talent with me this morning.
Oh, my pleasure. And thank you
Okay.
for sharing your time and your talent. Okay,
My pleasure. Okay. Ciao.
ciao. No, that didn't.